Mountain kids, this is Rob Boyd with a little more outdoor core for you grade level 5, Year of the Bird. So you ornithologists, you know that sort of the ranks of birds sort of thin out in the wintertime as a lot of birds go for more hospitable areas than our four-season Plumas County winter where we get snow and cold. But there are birds that still hang out. So here I am actually on the edge of Bucks Lake, and I was just cruising along and I saw a cool little story here. Clearly a spot where a bird landed, sort of a rough landing, poom, and then a sort of a rough left step or whatever. And then it just cruises along and it waddles along. Now, almost all the birds you're going to see up around Bucks Lake at this time of year, if the lake isn't frozen over, are going to be waterfowl. There's a bunch of American Coots out there, and it's possible this is a coot track, except they're a little big. So I'll just kind of show you here. Here's one of the tracks here, a right foot, and here's my hand. And so if I were to look, the stretch of my hand from thumb to the tip of my finger is about 6 inches. And so this almost points to, this is 6 inches long from the back of its foot to the front. If I were to look at it again, I can see, well, actually that just sort of slid, because this one isn't quite as long. This is about 4 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 inches. When that bird landed, it's going forward here. And when we take a step forward, we tend to drag before our foot goes down and the weight goes down. So it's good to look at not just one track, but many tracks to pick up the pattern as you watch them move, about how far it is between them, how long their waddle or step is, and how long that track is. So I'm calling it about 4 inches. I'm just watching it and cruising along. So it's not just the mammals that leave tracks in the wintertime. The birds do too, if they land on the snow. And so particularly here, we can follow this track along. So I know it's waterfowl. I don't know, because I don't know my waterfowl tracks as well as I would like to. But I know that it is something. And so I'm going to investigate further. I know, again, there are American Coots in the lake right now, and that's about all I've seen out here. I know that mergansers sometimes come here, which, like our rivers, and just sort of following this track as it moves along. See, where is it going? It's moving along. Mostly just sort of waddling a little bit left and right as it's making its way. And so it's fun to come out and follow a track. You want to make sure you're following where it's going, not where it came from. Not that there's anything wrong with going the other way. Because if I start with the track here and I went all the way back over to where I started, I could see where it landed. But that's the beginning of the story on the snow, right where we started, and then following it all the way around over here, and then just going along with it, seeing where it goes. I'm going to go a little bit further, and then I may close this out, but you may actually get to see what happened. Again, I do not have fully accurate identification of what left it, but I'm going to do a little bit of investigation when I get back to my field guide and see what I can find out. Looks like he's taking the scenic view through the rocks, and I'm calling it a he, even though I don't know that for sure. And then this guy just keeps on cruising up and wanders all the way up to this rock where it comes to an end. So again, if I'm looking one more time, this track right here, if I go from edge to edge, it left a 6-inch track. but probably the first part of it is just its step going forward. And so it looked like kind of on the average, it's more of a 4-inch track. It's got those 3 toes out, and they tend to have they've got that webbed foot, but this is the lower hanging part of their foot with the toes that leaves this mark. So I'm gonna see what I can figure out, and maybe you can beat me to it and tell me, what have I been tracking? And then I want you to get up and go out and check out some bird tracks in the snow and figure out what those are. And you can send it to me. All right, take good care, mountain kids. Have some fun. See ya, bye.